Welcome, everyone. And as I said, for those of you standing, this is a phenomenal part about today's Traveling Roadshow, and there is empty seats up at the front if you care to sit down. Michael Lauer, you could lead the group. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning for the Traveling Roadshow PPE Fashion Show. Leading this initiative is Jackie McBride-Dixon. Jackie's very passionate about corporate safety, which is why I have to don my own PPE as I stand before you today. And although we are using humor to highlight the relevance of personal protection equipment, no one can drive home the seriousness of wearing this equipment and how crucial safety is to our work environment. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our new Corporate Health and Safety Coordinator, Jackie McBride-Dixon.
Wow. Okay, thanks, Doris. But I think the fashion show has absolutely been a team effort with you being a key player, and it seems to me it was your idea. So I appreciate your interest in health and safety, as this is a brand new position for me, and I'm really excited about this role. Health and safety is really hot right now, both in industry and in government. The Yukon is behind the times in safety, and unfortunately so are we as a government. HPW has had one branch that has been core certified, which is a recognition of safety for years, and that is transportation maintenance. TMB is leading the way for the rest of us to achieve a certified safety management system. And the Health and Safety Unit now has its own web page on the internet site, thanks to Heather for helping us with that. All of the elements to a safety management system are being populated all the time, with health and safety policies going through EDMC and for approval, and then are uploaded onto the SharePoint site. We have a letter of commitment and general health and safety rules that are now signed off by the Deputy Minister and have been distributed through EDMC. Please try and make sure that these are posted in the website for employees to see. And if you need copies, just call me or go to the website. The fashion show today is to share with you what some of our branches do and the different kinds of safety equipment they use for their jobs. Thanks so much to ICT, TMB, TEB, PMD, TSB, and airports who have all been part of this. We have some pictures on the screen over here that will show the branch employees working in some of our projects. The slideshow really demonstrates how big HPW is and just how many facets this department reaches. In all of the communities, we are there, in the buildings, on the roads, in the airports, doing communications, purchasing, and in the weigh scales. It makes quite a network to make all this work, and quite a team. It takes every single person in HPW. Let's have a look at what our colleagues do and what they wear to do it safely. Maybe you will take some ideas home with you, and hopefully it will ignite a torch for health and safety for you.
Thanks, Jackie. So, coming from the Information Communications and Technology, or ICT as it is known, at ICT, there is a lot more to storing the records and history of our government than meets the eye. It is working at heights due to the sheer volume of records, working with weight due to the weight of all the paper we shuffle, and working on towers for MRS and cell phones. This morning, we have two lovely models, Charlene and Lori from ICT's Record Center. Charlene is sporting the fashionable high visibility, or commonly known as high vis green full body Ms. Miller harness and safety line by Honeywell. The hard hat you see on display is not actually required for the job, but brings the look and feel of safety into the warehouse environment. Charming Lori is also wearing the same high-vis green Ms. Miller full-body harness and safety line with optional work gloves. The gloves offer some protection to her hands from those dry conditions, which may be ideal for paper storage needs, but as we all know, are less than ideal for delicate human skin aggravated by all the paper. The purpose for wearing fall arrest equipment is to protect our hard-working record staff from a fall of anywhere from 6 to 27 feet. Their warehouse can store over 28,000 banker boxes of records. This is achieved by stacking the boxes row upon row, which are only accessible by a skyjack scissor lift. While using the lift is a requirement of the job, all operators must be certified on its operation and have a fall arrest training and recertification every 3 years. A fall from heights at the record center, however unlikely, would be disastrous indeed. All of our industrious and good-looking record center staff take pride in being able to safely complete their records retrieval tasks. Thank you so much, Charlene and Lori.
Did you ever wonder if the bridge you were driving over was going to hold? Well, our engineers do. In fact, we depend on them to make sure the bridges and roads are engineered and safe. The very best piece of PPE that everyone needs is knowledge. To watch for our safety hazards for themselves and other workers within the work. Today we have Michael from Transportation Engineering. He's a safety coordinator for the branch and he's also an engineer. Michael is here with us today, and in addition to his knowledge, Michael is sporting a full complement of personal protective equipment. As you can see, Michael has a bright yellow vest and hard hat. The public would typically see a transportation engineering branch field worker sporting a bright yellow vest and hard hat, as these colors are more visible over long distances to traffic than the standard safety orange. Yellow is truly the color of the season. Working on highway construction sites can often involve slowing or stopping traffic, which includes the use of standard highway traffic signs, as you can see here. Work gloves help protect Michael's hands while out on a construction site. He's also sporting a can of bear spray to deal with any unwanted animal encounters. Staff working in remote areas are very likely to encounter wildlife, so bear spray is a must-have accessory. Work boots are a standard safety apparel on a construction site. Steel toes will protect Michael's toes from heavy objects that may be dropped on them. And last but not least are the safety glasses, which help protect the eyes from dust and debris. Thanks so much, Michael.
The very foundation on which we stand is Property Management Division, or PMD as we know them. With over 450 buildings and a crew of 350 people made up of custodians, grounds crew, carpenters, security, plumbers, electricians, boiler engineers, and project managers, to name a few. Their job is ongoing to ensure our buildings are built and have heat, water, and lights. This morning, we have Chris, their safety coordinator. As you can see, Chris is sporting Tyvek's barrier coveralls. In addition to being highly fashionable, these overalls help protect Chris against harmful aerosols while still allowing him to move freely. Chris is also wearing a portable air purifying respirator, or PAPR. This state-of-art, brand new piece of equipment ensures he can work safely without having to worry about the effects of breathing in dangerous chemicals and solvents. This gas detection system helps keep Chris safe by identifying instances where he would need to sport his portable air purifying respirator. You can also see that Chris is wearing chemical-resistant gloves. Many substances that Chris works with would cause serious damage if they ever came into contact with his skin. These lovely gloves protect his hands while still allowing him the ease of movement necessary to get his job done. Finally, there are Chris's boots. Most kinds of footwear would easily be damaged if they came into contact with some of the substances that Chris works around. Not these boots. They are chemical resistant and also designed to make it less likely that Chris would slip and fall on the job. With Chris today is Chris's colleague, Alan. Alan is a project officer from PMD, and as part of his PPE, he is wearing a hard hat, vest, safety glasses, and steel-toed boots that allow his team members to venture onto construction sites in a safe manner. The hard hat that Alan is wearing has our logo on to demonstrate who HPW employees are. This decal was Alan's idea, so thanks for that, Alan, and thank you to you too, Chris.
Next, we'll have the Transportation Maintenance Branch. At the Transportation Maintenance Branch, or TMB, they go the extra mile to ensure that 4,850 kilometers of road are accessible so the rest of us can get to our destinations. I'd like to welcome Scott today. Scott is showcasing one of the very chic outfits worn in the Welding Bay. He is sporting the fashionable fire-resistant coveralls and beanie made of wool or heavy cotton. Heavier materials work best. They are harder to ignite and resist wear and damage and prevent sparks from contacting skin or hair. Along with his outfit, he's wearing a helmet with a filter lens and cover plate for protection from radiant energy, flying sparks, and spatter. Hearing protection is also used in the form of earplugs or muffs, as prolonged exposure to loud noise can permanently damage hearing. Along with his fashionable helmet, he's wearing his always dry, hole-free, insulated welding gloves. They will help protect your hands from burns, sparks, heat, cuts, scratches, and electric shock. The boots set off the whole look to the outfit. These leather, steel-toed, high-topped boots are a sight for sore eyes. Not only do they look amazing, they will also help protect your feet and ankles from injury. In heavy spark or slag areas, you should use fire-resistant boot protectors or leather spats strapped around your pants and boots to prevent injury and burns. Also, there are special leather arm covers and an apron to keep sparks off and absorb heat. Thanks, Scott, for showcasing the welder's gear.
Next up, from Transport Services Branch, all of the big trucks you see on the highways are regulated by the Transport Services Branch, whose carrier compliance shop ensures this happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Inspectors are certified by the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance as well as Transport Canada. TSB, as they are known, inspects commercial vehicles and commercial buses. With us today, we have Jeremy, modeling the PPE that is typically sported by the compliance unit. Their work is dirty, and they typically come into contact with hot, sharp, abrasive, and greasy or oily objects. His hard-wearing coveralls protect him from dirt, oil, grease, heat, and scratches. There is always the danger of carrier compliance staff bumping their heads or having dirt or liquid fall into their faces and eyes while they are crawling underneath the vehicle. A ball cap with a bump hat insert helps protect them against head injuries. Safety glasses help protect sight by keeping foreign objects out of the eyes, and hearing protection assists in protecting inspectors against hearing loss. Not only do inspection gloves keep their hands warm when inspectors are performing inspections outside in the sub-freezing temperatures, they also keep hands relatively clean and protect against cuts and burns. Jeremy is also sporting steel-toed boots, elegant and practical as always. An additional piece of PEE is for inspectors is this body armor that is worn when inspectors are on patrol to protect them from any acts of aggression. Thank you, Jeremy, for sharing your commitment to safety with us today.
Our final piece is with the airport. At the airport, safety happens behind the scenes. And every time you board a plane, the airport's safety and fire crew have you covered. In the fire service, the clothing itself is commonly referred to as turnouts or bunker gear, as they are historically located next to the firefighter's bunk for rapid donning when responding to a call. Today's turnouts are sophisticated and designed in accordance with standards defined by the National Fire Protection Association and will protect a firefighter. Today we have Gilles Binet, who is demonstrating the PPE worn by the Aircraft Rescue Firefighters, or ARFF, at our airport. The PPE consists of a jacket, pants, boots, gloves, flash hood, helmet, and self-contained breathing apparatus, or CSBA. The CSBA is compressed air and a breathing regulator accompanied by a personal alert safety system that emits a loud shrill if the CSBA wearer ceases moving for 30 seconds or more. The firefighters can be exposed to large fuel fires from aircraft and airfield fuel storage that can generate tremendous amount of heat upon combustion. Firefighters focus on training and learning opportunities that help the firefighter understand how to minimize the exposure to hazards that are solely mitigated by their PPE. They wear turnouts in operational incidents and when participating in annual fire certification training. The annual training puts our gear to the test and helps the firefighter attain confidence to perform the job expectations of life rescue and fire suppression in extremely demanding environments. Thank you, Gil, for demonstrating what airport firefighters need as part of their PPE to be safe.
I'll just take the opportunity to thank you all for coming out to see our show and thanking the models for their volunteer stage performance. We have, as part of this, we have a couple of more things to do, but I'm going to turn it over to Jackie, who has a small presentation.
Okay, so first of all, if you would like any of the decals, Safety First or the Highways and Public Works, just give me a call. We've got some here today. And if you need any help with a safety system, just look me up and give me a call. I'd be super happy to give you a hand. And we'd like to call up our new ADM, Paul McConnell, as we have a little gift. So have a new hard hat with the logo.
Yep, you have to wear it, Jackie says.
Yeah.
And I know better.
And this is to make sure if you go onto any of the building sites, you have the proper equipment. Okay. Welcome to Highways and Public Works.